This lab will give you hands-on practice setting up a price level and setting up a class. It will also talk about a couple of pitfalls using fixed assets. For this lab, open the file called landworks_lists_lab. First, let's set up a new price level. Start by going to the List menu and choosing Price Level List. Let's move it down here. At the bottom of the window, click Price Level and click New. There's already a price level for discounts for locals, so for this lab, we'll add a price level that increases the price for customers you assign this price level to. You can type any name you want. Customers don't see the price level name. So let's call it High Maintenance Markup. So we want to increase this. So choose Increase, and I'm going to add a 20% markup. And for rounding, I'm going to round up to the nearest dollar. And then click OK to save the price level. Let's close the price level list and go to the customers list and choose a customer so you can assign it the high maintenance price level. Let's choose Hunter Olivia and choose the pencil icon to edit the record. Click the Payment Settings tab, and for the price level, let's choose High Maintenance Markup. And click OK to save the record. And let's close the Customer Center. So now let's set up a new class. As a reminder, classes let you classify your transactions by segment of your business, for example, by department, location, or service or product lines. Then you can track the segment's income and expenses. Let's go to the List menu and choose Class List. To create a new class, go to the Class menu and click New. So let's say you want to start teaching workshops on lawn and garden care at local nurseries. You could create a class to monitor the income you receive from these workshops. So the class name could be Workshops. And just click OK. And that was way too easy. Let's close the class list. You assign a class when you create a transaction, which you can learn about in another video. I wanted to mention something about fixed assets. In another video, you learned about items and the items list. In QuickBooks, fixed assets are also considered items. This means that the fixed assets appear on the items menu when creating transactions, such as invoices and purchase orders. And to illustrate, let me just show you where they appear. So I'll create an invoice, and in the item column, this is the item menu, and you can see that there are all your fixed assets. And these could be selected by accident when creating these transactions, which could cause accounting issues. So to keep the fixed assets off the items menu, you could make the fixed assets inactive. So this doesn't actually remove them from your company file. It's just to get them off this list. So let's close this invoice and go to the List menu and choose the Fixed Asset Item List. So you would click the item and go to the item menu and say Make Item Inactive. And you would do that for each of these fixed assets. If you ever need to view or edit the fixed asset, you would open the Fixed Asset Item List and select Include Inactive, and then you could make any changes. Let's go ahead and close the item list, the Fixed Asset Item List. Another thing to keep in mind is that QuickBooks does not track depreciation for you, and this is probably best left up to your accountant. Tracking involves adding depreciation subaccounts for each asset account and entering journal entries at the end of the year to enter the depreciation amounts. So in any event, this is a good time to point out a great tool that QuickBooks does provide. Go to the Help menu and choose Year-End Guide. And this shows a list of tasks that need to be done at the end of your fiscal year. And here is a link to the task to make depreciation entries. Just move this over here. So anyway, still best left to your accountant. And that's it for this lab. I'll go ahead and close all these windows.